We don't know that we are asleep until we wake up. Here I am sitting watching the TV in a comfortable chair. And then I wake up. I didn't know I was asleep until then. You know those rumble strips on the street? One of the things that's for is when we're driving down the road. And then we hear the rumble strips and we wake up. It's like, oh, gotta wake up now. Or we have such things that we call rude awakenings. You ever have one of those? Rude awakenings. It can be with our health. Perhaps a guy could think, I can eat what I want, and I can sit on my lazy boy chair for as long as I want without exercising, and so what? I'm kind of asleep to that. And then the rude awakening could well be open heart surgery with a quadruple bypass. The rude awakening. Another rude awakening could be in a relationship, let's say a marital relationship, and let's say it's the husband this time who he's doing what he thinks he wants to do. You know, he's criticizing the people who need to be criticized because that's the way to help them, and being kind of rather, according to his wife, abusive in his speech. And he drinks too much, and he doesn't pay attention to his wife or his family, and he just does what he wants, and all of a sudden he's threatened with divorce. Now there's a rude awakening. The wife says, I've been talking to you this for years. Just didn't hear it. So I'm serious. Yeah, that's a rude awakening. You can also have the rude awakening of getting your credit card bill after Christmas. That'll do it. And obviously we can list many more. Are we sleepwalking in our world? Are we sleepwalking in a world that sorely needs to wake up? And that's what these readings are for today. To wake us up before the rude awakening comes. To wake us up and have us live a life which is more purposeful and more meaningful for all concerned. So Jesus says to us, be watchful, be alert, because life is changing. Even though we might think it's the same old, day in and day out, and the rut gets deeper, we are changing. Maybe we're getting more used to the rut and numbing ourselves, falling asleep to the things that need our attention and indeed can bring us life. Maybe that's what's going on, but we're changing. And relationships change. They don't stay the same because people change. Even if on the surface it looks the same, something else going on. So it would have us stay awake, be watchful, be alert. And how do we do this? Well, the readings could suggest several ways. I'll pick out about three. The first is to take a review of our life. To take a little time to say, how's my life like? How's it going? And where is it not going so well? Now, a typical thing could be where you say, well, I'm going to find out who's making my life miserable, and I'm going to let them know about it, and they're going to need to change. Or we could say, well, first of all, that's kind of what's going on in that first reading. Maybe you heard it, where it says, why, O God, do you let us wander away from you? Why do you let us harden our hearts? It's all God's fault that we're sinning, right? Oh, of course not. But that's what it said. Is that what you read? Yeah. That's what it said. But instead, wouldn't it be better if what we did was take a review of our life and say, where is it that I am messing up? Where is it that I need to change? What do I need to ask for forgiveness for? And then later on the reading says, would that you would meet us doing what is right. Take some time to review our lives. And maybe even receive the sacrament of reconciliation, which I think is a really good idea. We're going to celebrate that in a couple weeks. Take a review of our lives and responsibility for what is ours. Second thing is to sit in silence. The second reading says, you lack no spiritual gift. And it is a kind of a necessary thing for us to sit in some silence, especially during this hectic time. Let's just say, if you don't do it already, 10 minutes a day, just to sit and breathe. Or maybe you take one of those, the Word Among Us things. We got a few left in the church entrance. Or some other reading, book of readings for the day, like Magnificat, or Give Us This Day, or Living with Christ. There are several of them out there. And to take a little time each day to sit and relax. Because we walk out into a chaotic world, and we kind of need to bring our own peace into the world. Because at this time we just might not find a whole lot out there. The peace has to be in us. And we can walk into that and still be at peace and bring peace to others. Yesterday, I was sitting at the corner of Lyndale and the American Boulevard, trying to turn left. It's got a left arrow. The left arrow was red. And the other light turned green, going the same way, and then it turned red, and the left arrow stayed red. This happened 3 or 4 times. The left arrow was stuck red. Well, I'm sitting there in my car thinking, okay, folks ahead of me, can't you see it's broken? Run the red light. And then it occurred to me that my getting upset wasn't doing any good, and it wasn't changing the light. So I decided to sit and breathe. Took a couple deep breaths, and then another one. Had plenty of time. And then I said a little prayer. Just relax. It's going to be okay. God is here. It'll be all right. Breathe. We can do that day in and day out, several times a day, especially when we need it. Take a deep breath. Say a little prayer. We lack no spiritual gifts. Third thing we can do is to listen. Be alert, Jesus said. Be watchful. Listen to what's going on around us. Listen to the people who talk to us. Listen to what the words mean, because usually there's a deeper meaning than just what's on the surface. And I really dislike it when people talk over one another. This person starts talking and you start listening to this. This one butts in and the other one butts in. You got 3 people going. And I'm sorry, I'm a limited capability. I don't know who to listen to. It drives me nuts. And I get the impression that nobody's listening to anybody because everybody's talking. We need to listen to one another and find out what they need. What it is they're asking for. What it is they're saying. And when we do that, we can respond to it better. You know, those whole gift-giving things, it's positive things to it are that if I got your name or going to buy something for you, I kind of have to listen to you. What it is that you might want, what it is that you might like, kind of have to listen to that. And we can also listen to the voices of the people we don't know, because they too, during this season, are asking that we help. I saw a commercial, I forget where, the other day, an ad, where it says, "This is the sound of hunger," and you heard a baby crying. And then it showed a picture of a young child. It says, "This is what hunger looks like." And you saw the tears and drawn face. And it said, "You can help get rid of these things." And that touched me like no ad has in a while. Yeah. There are some people out there who need that. We need to listen to that need during the season of Advent, when there's so much to do. the important things can often get put aside. In Advent, we hope that the salvation promised us will be ours. And God is the one who can give us much more than we can ever get from material goods. It's not to say material goods are bad. They're really not bad. But if they take over our lives, if they become the focus of our lives, then in the end, we find ourselves empty and wondering what happened. The season of Advent, we are called to watch and to be alert to the presence of God in our midst. And we pray, O come, Emmanuel.